Everybody, welcome back to an unscripted version of the Jagged Edge post E3.
Pew
This
pew.
is QQ. This is Ian here along with
Video
Chris.
Games. Pew pew. Pew pew.
He played way too much Space Invaders. Oh, man.
I don't know. I think I'm totally thrown Ian off here. He doesn't know where I'm going with anything here. So we'll talk about E3. We got a couple things we want to talk about first, though.
Yeah. Namely, some mergers, or you want to do Predator?
Let's do Predator.
All right, what we got?
Yeah, new Predator trailer. It's still shit.
I'm not too enthused about this one.
No. The teaser was really bad, but it was vague enough to where you're like, it could just be a bad teaser.
But this one,
this one's also bad.
It's not doing much. You know, one thing they've said in some of the pre-footage for this is that you're going to have a super predator or some kind of genetically modified predator with other species. I don't know.
Okay, in Predators, they finally cemented in there's different tribes, and the tribes look different. Some are bigger than others, and there's markings and armor and weaponry, and that's fine. That's fine. I get that. I think that's fine. Different tribes of predators, different races of predators. I'm fine with that. But that does not look like what this is.
No, not at all. I mean, this. What was it, like 8 feet, 9 feet tall or something goofy like that?
Well, it's significantly taller than the other one, and it looks lankier, and it's a different color, and I don't know. I think I remember hearing rumblings about some DNA thing too. It's like, wait, why are you trying to reinvent the wheel?
Just, it's weird with Predator films, man. I mean, most of these would give me something by now to get some more hype. I'm just not feeling this one.
Me either. Similar to Venom, it's got a little, because Venom in the whole Sony Spider-Man universe was supposed to be a lot darker and more mature, and that doesn't have that feel, and this doesn't have that feel either.
No. There's
an overproduced feel to this, just like that, which for most movies are fine, but when you're trying to be grounded and gritty, and you're trying to get the feel of the roots of the original Predator, this is not. It's got kind of an overproduced feel to it, which is exactly what you don't want.
Yeah, it's just the whole theme of mercenaries running about and stuff like that, and this whole agent interplay in between. It feels choppy and disjointed right now.
Well, what do we see in this one? Like the two military guys are leading the main. What's going to be the hero of the film, and he pushes me, push me again, I'll break your neck. It's like, what? Come on, what? Is it going to be every cliche that you can possibly fit into this movie? You're going to do it? Or the hero's like, I'm letting you keep me captive and, take me where you're taking me.
It can go where it wants, man. I can't. I don't see myself sitting for a review of this.
Really?
Right now, at least. No, I mean it. I don't.
You were more excited for this than I was.
I was, but I've just been steadily tumbling downhill with it. It ain't stopped.
Wow, so. Nice going, guys.
No thanks.
You're taking away his birthday present. He's getting all upset about it. Well, so let's wait and see what the full trailer is.
Okay.
Because I can still even forgive this thing, because they can still get test audiences in there, and they a lot of this stuff they can still fix.
Reasonable enough.
Because the majority of people are not reacting well to this on social media. They're just like, oh my god, what are you doing? And they still got a bunch of time. This is coming out in the fall. I'll have to look and see when it's coming out. So they still have time.
Yeah. There's still time to fix stuff, but I don't know if you can do a turnaround in that amount of time. Have to see. Other than that, man. Ugh.
Oh no, they have 3 months coming out in mid-September.
Well, see, that's way past my birthday. I mean, my birthday's in a few days, man.
Oh, is it really?
Yep, 4 days.
Happy birthday!
Thanks. Should
All
be
right.
the big 3-2.
The big 3-2.
Oh man,
an insignificant year.
Yeah, I got 8 years, 8 more years before I can say big anything.
The big 4-0.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one you wait for.
Yeah, it's the one you dread.
Yeah.
The one you dread. But yeah, Predator is not looking impressive.
No.
So can I rip through the next couple here?
Hit it.
All right, so a lot of big news coming out this week as far as mergers and companies buying companies and assets and getting these things in big machines turning into bigger machines which want to own people's brains and so all right, was that too much hyperbole? I
No.
think it was actually quite appropriate. A judge. A judge ordered that the AT&T and Time Warner merger was perfectly fine after the current administration has been kind of dragging its heels on it, and they've openly said that they don't like it. Judge said, "Nah, screw that. You're good. Go ahead." um, but now they may be appealing, so we're actually going to hold off on talking about that because if it goes into appeal, you're looking at a lot of time.
Yeah.
So now that being said, what had been rumored to happen in another deal, the Fox and Disney deal, now has an official monkey wrench thrown in. There's been rumors about this for a while. Comcast is saying, "Hey, I want in on this," and is offering Fox $64 billion
With a B.
Yeah, instead of what Disney was offering. Now that being said, the interesting twist to this, and like myself, like many, I'm sure, really just want to see the MCU family come together.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the big thing. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
There are rumors, and I don't know if it's true or not, but I've read it in several different sources that part of negotiations was that if negotiations fail, Disney still gets Fantastic Four and X-Men.
That's significant.
Right. And I'll be honest with you, I don't care where the rest of it goes.
Yeah.
As long as that goes home.
I mean, one thing we talked about these properties is getting them centralized. There's so much more you can do from a creative standpoint with them, actually coordinating with them like this than without and all the deals and breaking and all the crap we had up front. So
I can totally live with Spider-Man being over at Sony and Sony and Marvel playing nice and distribution rights for Hulk movies going to Universal.
Please.
If that's all that's out there, then I'm fine with that. Yeah, so there's a lot of unknown on that. Yeah, there's not really much more to speak on other than what I just said.
Yeah. I know the Fox board itself is meaning to consider it. Disney. I mean, what would we expect? We'd expect Disney to at least match that bid.
Oh, I don't know. The whole damn thing's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't because this is obviously being looked at for legal ramifications as it is,
right?
And I don't even know how you look at this. I mean, it's just, oh my god, it's like it's unfathomable the effect. See, I don't know. Because I believe in capitalism. I'm a big fan of capitalism. So, part of me is like, no, let them. Who cares? It's entertainment. It's movies. It's entertainment. We're not talking about, technology or things like that. We're talking about IPs for movies and TV shows and, some channels. And who cares? Who cares? The people will make new ones. This has happened. Companies have bought out other companies and they've failed with their properties for decades now, and that's how it happens. And then people make new things, and that's how the wheel turns. But there's never been anything quite this big in either of these cases,
right?
And the AT&T and Time Warner deal actually does play a role in actual tech, unlike the Fox and Disney. Because the physical Fox assets as far as syndication shows or I should say not syndication shows, but actual channels that usually buy syndication, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The local networks. That's what I'm looking for. Local networks. That's not part of the Fox and Disney deal. They don't want them. So that's not part of it. It's just, but yeah, AT&T and Time Warner. There's actually some stuff. There's some stuff in there that could actually affect more than who has the rights to the Family Guy.
Right. It's still within the hands of creative control. I mean, perspective I'm seeing this from is with less competition means even though you're taking up some of the board and some of the agencies and talent within, you're still going to have a certain hierarchy, a certain structure,
Yeah.
billing stuff out. So
Well,
I yeah,
it, part of what bothers me, I mean, because when we talk about the MCU, when we talk about Lucasfilm, you talk about Pixar. Pixar is obviously a lot more married to Disney publicly.
right,
All these things are owned by Disney. It obviously wasn't the case at one point, um, but we still bring them up as though they're Disney. And as far as being under the Disney umbrella, basically they're all different entities,
right,
but they're all run by Disney. And when you see a structure like that run amok, you don't have to look any further than EA and how EA owns all these great uh, game developer companies
right, right,
and just mishmashes them and shuts them down and breaks them to pieces, and that's what we worry about. That's what I worry about as far as a huge umbrella like Disney like that. That
right.
being said, Fox has done a pretty good job of running most of their IPs into the ground, and Predator being a good example.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they'll see the last Predator movie was when.
It was 8 years ago. It was
Yeah,
about 8 years ago. The Predators, which was good, but yeah, they're not doing the best. So, it's kind of like Sony. Sony's gotten their ass kicked in the last 10 years or so, which is why they're like, all right, here's our Spider-Man toy, which was your Spider-Man toy. We went through the whole sandbox thing with the kids. We did that about a year ago, and I used that as a description. But you can play with it. You got to bring them back when you're done. You can play with the Spider-Man toy. That was your Spider-Man toy, but is now our Spider-Man.
but I wanted the Mecha Spider-Man Cool Toys R Us special. That used to be a thing. They had
Oh
the
yeah,
Mecha Spider-Man vehicle and all that. And then the armored spider, I love that one, silver black one. Anyway,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, you won't be seeing many more Toys R Us specials anymore. Then.
no, no, alas.
Anyways, I got one more thing before we go to E3.
Yeah,
Okay, so, hey, what's that thing that you have in your house that's from Amazon?
Alexa.
The Alexa, yeah. And you know how like you ask Alexa stuff and Alexa tells you things?
Oh yeah.
Okay. But if you were to ask Alexa, if Mark Hamill was starring in Star Wars Episode 9, Alexa would say yes and would tell you all about it.
Crazy.
Yep.
Crazy.
So it's official. Mark Hamill will be in Episode 9. He's in the movie. He's in the script. And the basic consensus that I saw was he better be flesh and blood.
Yes, he better.
Roundabout was, I don't want no ghost shit. I don't want anything else. Flesh and blood Luke Skywalker. Real, alive Luke Skywalker.
Amen.
So, the sequel trilogy gets one more chance to get it wrong again.
So,
But that's exciting. I'm excited.
it is. It is. I was about to say. I mean, let's look back as far as the mainline entries. And then you had Jar Jar Binks, and then you had
Did you just say mainline entries in Jar Jar Binks?
episode. We talked about one, two,
you're
and three.
talking about the mainline entries of the movies.
Yes, the movies.
I thought you were like talking about the characters.
No, no, no. My bad. For the Star Wars movies, I mean, could we honestly say at this point that we had a bigger miss than the most recent film ever?
It depends on who you're talking to. I would say that Episode 8 was definitely the biggest miss overall,
Yeah.
except for financially, whereas people who work at Disney, who work in the finance department, would say that Solo was the biggest miss financially. They're saying, what is it, 50 million, I think is
Yeah.
the tally right now. So
Ouch.
that's how much is lost.
Ouch.
And I think that's being nice, actually. Because they don't have to disclose how much they spent reshooting 75% of that movie.
No, they don't. No, they don't. I mean, it's still as far as episodes are concerned, I think the most recent is the biggest miss. You know what? That's why I'm still not complete doom and gloom for Star Wars that it's dead yet. I got to see at least 9 to verify that. But
We'll see.
Yeah, one. I'll take it. I think after all these years, I think Star Wars. You can take one pass. It's not even fully completed yet. Let's give it some time.
Here's the thing. Because J.J. Abrams doing this one, as he did 7, which was fine and fun, a little bit too copy and paste, but fine and fun. He's a good director. He's a good writer. Good creative brain there. But can you think of the scenario? Because let's say we go with what I said last week, which was the scenario of the teaser trailer, and at the end of it, they show Luke who's alive, and he lights up his green lightsaber. And, okay, so everyone's on board. They're on board enough. You got them in the bus. They're in the bus. And then you deliver another Episode 8 shitfest.
Yep.
It's done. You're so done.
Yeah.
It's over. Collect your Episode 9 money and never collect another paycheck like that again. Because if you could actually manage to get half of these boycotters to go in, I'd say half. You get half. You'll make your usual Star Wars money.
Yeah.
But if you don't deliver with that movie, never, ever, ever again.
Well,
you're finished.
Listen to Mark Hamill. I'm telling you what, I would love to see him come back from a Force ghosting, because that would show he's done something that even Obi-Wan has not. So.
Oh, just come back alive?
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Show up on, just reform, just rephase in at Octu and just brush it off his shoulders. Right.
He should.
Thought I was dead. Ain't nothing. But he should be naked because all of his clothes dropped.
Yeah, he should.
Not that I want to see that, but
oh man.
You know what occurred to me? Because we talk about how old the original generation, Han, Luke, and Leia are. Luke's only 55 years old.
That's it?
He's not that old.
No, he's not.
You could do another trilogy with this guy.
Easily, man. You still at your 60s, your 70s?
I think Han was throwing it off. That Carrie Fisher, loved Carrie Fisher, but she was not kind to herself during her years after Star Wars for the most part, and so her and Harrison Ford both looking very well. In fact, Mark Hamill was as well. But when Mark Hamill got back in shape,
yeah,
holy cow, yeah, he's like, whoa,
Granddaddy Luke,
yeah. But yeah, he's only 55 in this movie. 55, 57, 58, something like that, because he's only in his early to mid 20s in episode 3 or episode 6.
Did you see his interview in GQ for episode 8? In fact, this was after he got in shape and everything. He had it was sharp, man. He had this white suit with kind of like black undercuts to it. Man, yeah, he's looking cool.
Yeah,
looking cool. So
this also added on with a message from Mark Hamill on his Twitter that said something about episode 9, the last paycheck. Added on something with that as well. So, we'll see.
Interesting.
Maybe I won't see Jumanji 3 after all.
At least, by the way, Alexa was right about the time. At least she told me, and I was happy.
Oh, there you go. That's good. Keep it a mystery. We always kind of prelude to when we record this, but we never actually say keep it a mystery.
No.
All right, that's enough of that crap. Let's talk about E3.
E3, it's gone. It's done. It's not gone from our timelines yet, is it?
No.
But still.
But the event has come and it has gone.
Yep. And once again, another one under wraps. The conference through, and we've reviewed each day by day, but now we're looking at the whole thing on the board. Man, how do you want to break this down? Maybe our top 3?
What's the first thing on top of your head? Just blah.
Death Stranding.
Really? Is that the first thing on top of your head?
Just because of how weird it is.
All right.
That doesn't mean I'm excited to play it, but
I got nothing more on that than what we've already commented. Let that baby out.
Yeah.
Did they explain the baby thing? Did you find any footage that explains the baby?
No. And
let the baby out.
Hideo Kojima himself doesn't help much at all. I mean, you go on his Twitter and he does random stuff like posting pictures of some moss. When talking about the game. I don't know, man. These dudes out there.
Yeah, there comes a point where some celebrities just get so ingrained in their own head that they just their head is so far up their own ass that they'll do that. They're like, Moss, get out of here. No, Death Stranding. I'm not interested. The game, you kind of saw some gameplay elements. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't need a moving and a packing simulator.
Yep. But you can deliver stuff.
Yeah, I'm just not.
Yeah, no thanks. No. Let's be for real though. Spider-Man.
Oh, that looked awesome.
Yeah, yeah, that's and I think that sticks with me so much, especially the couple of things I saw right before the end of the Sony conference. This got a lot of gameplay in. There's a lot of great buzz about it, and just the look and feel is just fantastic on the money here.
Yeah, I mean, Spider-Man's fun because it makes me feel like a kid because it hits on every level for me. It hits on a video game level, hits on a movie level, hits on a TV level, hits on a comic book level.
Yeah, yeah,
And even though this is a little ambiguous and I think a little altered as far as what Spider-Man universe this is and
right.
such, it looks fantastic. It looks like fun. That's gonna, that's the Christmas gift that's gonna keep on giving.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We're talking about Sony, and in that vein, I mean, of course, I'd be remiss not to mention Last of Us and how exciting it was to get more info on that. But there's a little something before, I guess I mentioned more on some of the other top highlights that we're looking at, but a little important issue here. Now, there's actually an article from Forbes. They were talking about this, that there's no doubt that Sony had, I mean, an absolutely killer lineup. I mean, that's everything I pretty much mentioned, mostly mentioned so far. However, when I'm starting to look at the crossplay, and as far as the way Sony is setting up for some of these games and stuff going forward, that's a little different. A lot of what we saw at E3 are things that we knew about that are in development, or things that we knew that were coming, but that we finally got some more concrete info on. That was demos, it's gameplay, that's details, sometimes release dates. But I want to look at this because this stems from something Epic Games and Nintendo made an announcement about. Now, everybody was expecting them to talk about Fortnite being available on Switch, of course, having the cross-play and all like the cross-progression stuff you could do. So there'd be no problem if you're playing Nintendo Switch, you can go squad up with everybody who's on Xbox One, PC, iOS, whatever. You can have a huge multiplayer fest. Now notice, everybody's pretty much on board with that, with the crossplay, except Sony. PS4 was missing on this one. They were left out in the cold.
Right. Look, here's the thing. The reason Sony doesn't like it is because Sony's on top. Sony's clearly on top.
Yeah.
There was rumblings several years ago, previous gen console, about cross-platform for some games then, and Microsoft was like, nuh-uh.
Yep.
Screw that.
Yep.
And no, we don't even cross-play much with our PC games or our PC ports, and they didn't. And in fact, the major the doors opening up between Microsoft, Xbox, and its PC has happened with this gen, and it's happened because the Xbox has been getting its butt whooped.
Yep. Yep.
So it does not surprise me at all. And people need, they're like, hey, it's about money. It's about money. So Sony's got like, hey, I got the biggest, best house. I don't want to share it. Why should I let you guys in my house?
I think the fears about Sony clamming up and being an isolationist platform and not opening its platform right to, incorporate all these different crossplay and everything. I think it's a little early to panic about that too much.
Right, because they'll be careful with it because they were in the doghouse last gen.
Yes, so they were.
Even though financially they caught up to things by the end of it, they were behind. And they didn't like it.
Nope.
And I think they remember what it was like. And I think they also know what it's like to be on top.
Yes. So they have a long history. I mean, this goes all the way back, at least in my mind here, to PS1 of showing a clear, clean track record here with this to keep bringing that solid console experience, make you enjoy owning a PlayStation. Frankly, I've each generation I've enjoyed owning, even the dark days you went through with PS3 for a while. But yeah, overall, I don't think it's time to start fearing yet. I mean, I'm no psychic about it, but the next generation of consoles itself, I mean, a lot of people are colloquially thinking about that around 2020.
Sony's been dragging their feet, but they've been doing this for a couple years now,
Yeah.
but they've been playing. They've been playing ball, but they're bitching and moaning and they're dragging their feet. I was like, you fix the glitches. I'm not going to fix your glitches. And I say your glitches because I'm fine over here. You fix the glitches.
Oh man.
No, yeah, they'll drag their feet, but they'll do it. They'll do it because they know it's smart.
Yeah. Yeah, rightfully so. And that's why I'm really not too bothered about that. Whether we see more of the same or everybody getting the battle royale thing, I think it's a fad right now. Obviously, Fortnite did something that a lot of groups want to copy. We've A, got time for the next generation, and B, still plenty of room to finish out the stuff that we have in this generation. I, for one, like this time that we're at right now in gaming, especially when you hit late generation where you start seeing games optimize. Love it.
This is when you're getting the best out of the consoles and the developers. They've been working on shit for several years now, and this is where you're starting to see projects that very similar, like you said in the day 3 recap about Bethesda, and they're like, hey, here's Starfield, and it's nothing, but it's like they're doing what a lot of companies don't do, is they're showing you we're like pre alpha, but this is the thing, and we're seeing those projects right now.
We are. So that's exciting. I as a gamer, I look at the next jump a little different than I used to. In the past, I used to get really excited because I know that I was playing that 16-bit, and oh man, it's going to double. And then oh man, then it's going to be 64-bit. Oh holy crap! Imagine the graph. Now it's today. The everything is becoming so much just like a fellow PC. There's only so far, and that you can do this, and how far you can push some of this stuff. So the features, how much actual control you have over your settings, your graphics, how things play out, the customization, and all that stuff. It's all becoming a lot more immersive, and it's never looked better.
You're about one step away from beginning the conversation of what we're expecting from the next gen, which I don't want to have.
Yeah.
But let me say this. From someone who's been and used the home entertainment system since they have begun, at one point, you're like, I just don't have enough room for all these consoles anymore.
Yeah.
All right? What am I supposed to do? I have to buy a shelf just for my Sony stuff.
Yep.
All right. No, so it gets a little tiring.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. It's whatever. We'll get the next gen and it'll be fine. That's when I think just real quick, I'll say one thing to start the conversation. What I think we'll see in the next gen consoles, nanites.
We're going there.
Nanites. No controller, just they'll burrow into my brain.
I was expecting that in at least PS15, man.
No, PS5. Nanites.
Oh man, you can maybe we can bet some Crunchy Munch over that again, or Bunch of Crunch. Sorry. Let's do that.
You got I got some Bunch of Crunch coming.
It hasn't. I don't. What's today? 15. It should be there going into next week, if not tomorrow.
I hope so. It's hot, so I don't want that stuff melting.
Yeah. It's gonna be separate, by the way. You should get 2 boxes first and the rest later.
Oh yeah, okay. Because otherwise it'll be a bunch of soup.
Ew.
Yeah, I'll have to keep an eye on for that. Okay.
Cool.
E3, your favorite thing.
Favorite game, or just favorite thing, period?
Favorite thing.
If I had to pick, if I had to pick a standout, it had to be. You know what? I'm gonna take a moment, just because how much I didn't expect it. Okay. I loved the Star Fox reveal.
Yeah, you were like a little kid about there.
I,
It's
dude,
Star Fox.
he's embellishing. But still, that reveal for Starlink, with Fox and his crew showing up, that just really that one really took me off my feet. And I'm not even a Switch owner or anything, but that was truly cool. And then the fact that they had Miyamoto himself in the front row,
Oh my god.
gave him that custom statue, all that stuff. Fun.
Oh my! Did they
Just
give
fun.
him a custom statue?
Yes,
Was
they
it?
did.
What I suppose was E3 was the annual Kiss Miyamoto's ass. Look, hey, I'm not trying to take anything away from the guy. I've been playing his
I was about to
product
say, hold up.
for 35 plus years now, but come on, come on.
Well, I think that one reason it happened, the main director behind it was a huge Star Fox fan coming up. So this partnership was huge for him. The fact that they actually got like license from Nintendo to use the Star Fox characters, and only for the Switch version too. Just cool. Just cool.
Yeah. All right.
What about you?
Resident Evil 2 remake.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured. That makes sense.
It dethroned, the coverage and everything for Last of Us 2 was fine, but it was underwhelming to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I was underwhelmed.
I mean,
My number one.
the gameplay, the combat was what we've come to expect.
And it was great, and everything looks great, and I'm going to
Yes.
buy this game, and I'm going to love this game, and I'm going to want to marry this game. But the Resident Evil 2 stuff, just because and I knew it was out there.
Yeah.
I knew they were working on it, and every week, about once a week or so, I'll check for anything new. But I stopped doing that after a while. After the 20th anniversary, I stopped doing that, and just like maybe every couple months or so. And so I just completely lost my brain. And then I'm watching that trailer during the Sony conference, and it's like, what the heck is going on? Oh, they just squished a rat, and then it's like, what? And then next thing you know, you see Leon, and you're like, oh, and
Everyone went nuts over that.
everyone at the conference, I'm sure everyone at home, because everybody knows Resident Evil 2. Everybody knows Leon and Claire. And
Oh yeah.
I now I may have been wrong, but I don't think I've seen any Claire footage yet.
No.
And that's something I've been wondering is this going to be a different perspective game, or are we just going to see this from Leon's perspective? Because I mean that was the whole thing. It was the two discs. You had the Leon perspective, then the Claire perspective, and then you had the Claire perspective, and then the Leon perspective, and then you could play as a piece of tofu, and that's not a lie. There was a lot to unpack with 2, but this looks great. This game looks great.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
And it's funny because I know you aren't necessarily a Capcom diehard.
No, and in fact, Resident Evil's kind of lost me over the years, but still a huge fan of the original, the original 3 and the Outbreak games. I haven't played 7 yet. That's on the list, but this looks so good.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that was the biggest.
Cool. Light on, as we were saying, light on hardware, light on the actual tech itself, but heavy on games. I'm fine with this.
You know where it was light, sir? It was
Square
light.
Enix.
That's yes, but we won't unpack that trash out of the trash bin right now. Light on Mortal Kombat.
That's a huge bummer. You know that the only hope of that right now, for a big event, an upcoming big event being announced, is like for Evo, or maybe like CEO. That's
There's a couple things. Now Boone actually I don't know what event it was, but he was at an event for an E3, and like everyone kind of monkey piled him, like, hey, where's the Mortal Kombat, bitch? And he said, look, we know we've broken tradition here. He said, and he kind of mumbled something about things aren't ready yet.
mm-hmm.
But he at least acknowledged that, no, we should have had something,
Fair enough.
and we didn't, which is more than all right. Now let's unpack your trash shit. Which is more than what Square did. Did they do anything more? Did they say anything?
Nope.
So there was like a big 800-pound gorilla right behind him, and they just
Yep.
didn't acknowledge it the whole time.
I think, it was so funny. Every Square stream you watched, didn't matter what was on, because apparently they had like their own schedule. I did manage to cobble that up. It's like for it was like day 2 or 3 there. It was like the FF14 portion of it. And it was just for, I guess a couple hours for different stuff, but literally every stream, no matter what they were talking about, had a bunch of people busting in FF7, 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 FF7.
Yeah.
Hey, that I'm sorry. That's what happens when you set, expectations like that, and you announce something like that 3 years ago, and radio silence.
Yep. Make it happen.
Rough, man.
Get over yourself. That is the biggest hurdle for this game.
Yeah, it is. It is. So, who knows? Like I said, I all my hype is restrained and locked under a bus right now. We're gonna leave it there for a good while this summer.
Yeah.
Oh well. At least we were left alive.
Ah.
Yeah. Couldn't help it. I gotta poke it. Gotta poke it there every time I see it. Can I just point at From Software real quick? They did. Of course, they did show up. We found out about the game they've been working on, more along the lines of medieval combat, in the sort of style they've established with Dark Souls, Bloodborne, all that kind of stuff. And the weirdest abstraction I saw from them, though, it was that forgive me because the name of that game was in French now. It was very, very tail end the way they announced that. But it's a VR only game. I don't even know what it's about. Is
it about fighting robots?
No, it was about some Victorian or like colonial looking families and some windows. That's all I saw.
Yeah.
Weird. Really weird. But it's supposed to be a VR only game. They were very, very scant on details about that. So,
all right.
So
you know
knows?
what? Here, let me say this, and then I got a surprise for you.
Yeah.
We were big fans. We've mentioned this from time to time. We were big fans of From Software's flagship game, Armored Core.
Yep.
It brought them to the show. It kept them to the show, and then it just kind of kept them getting money. And for a long time, they didn't really do anything all that great.
Yep.
Look, if this ever comes across, because we've also mentioned this before, we did a different podcast that was specific to the Armored Core franchise, and if any of this ever comes across any of those old fans and you're still fans, look, guys, they've got another girlfriend now. They've got a new girlfriend, and that's where it is. And they keep on pulling you along, hoping that you'll buy some of their other products. Maybe we'll see another Armored Core someday, but they've got another girlfriend, and they're trying. They're playing the field.
Yeah.
The time of Armored Core has come and it is gone, and the fact that it comes out of our mouths is insane, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
They, Bloodborne and all that stuff, all those medieval games and everything, they're huge, and they've probably made them more money than Armored Core.
I'm sure they have. I'm sure they have, because they've been able to do something with these games they never could with AC. They have reached a demographic. They've reached a market that they never could. AC always stayed behind a certain corner. People thought it was, inaccessible. It's all cloistered. But this is, it's crazy. I remember when we started saying that, look at this, From Software is in mainstream gaming conversation now, and they are. So,
and it's kind of deserving. Before 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago, if you would have heard From Software discussed with the big boys, you would be like, oh, that's my guy. I play their games.
Not anymore.
No, it's all right. All right, so the surprise is Roar's in my lap right now.
What a surprise.
Yeah.
No, I'm actually seriously surprised he's just in your lap and not, hitting you over the head or something.
Yeah, he barfed earlier.
Ew. What do you get sick on, man?
I don't know. He doesn't barf much. I'm surprised I saw it, because most of the time when he barfs, he tries to eat it. He's like, that belongs in my tummy.
Nope, give me that back. I want it.
But he's patiently sitting here. He loves it when I have a day off. Because he's like, oh my God, you're round.
I've missed you. Sit down.
He grabs a string, he brings it over. He's like, let's play some string.
Oh,
you know what, though? Because I don't have a nice cushy couch right now. That's one of our favorite things to do, is for me to sit down on the couch and play video games. He will sit next to me, and he loves it. He loves it. He's like player 2 without the controller. So yeah, he's here right now, so that's a thing.
Oh, love it.
One of my biggest disappointments, Overkill's The Walking Dead. Did you hear anything about this?
I did, and in fact, I am going to I did directly bring that up in our last day of coverage.
Okay. I haven't
Yeah.
caught that yet.
Yeah, we, and I was, I think I mentioned when I was recording that I was going to have to get with you again and talk to you about it to see if you found anything else at E3, if anything caught your eye or got you more
Yeah.
excited for this.
Yeah, the trailers, there's 4 main characters. It's a co-op game.
Right.
They did 4 trailers, one for each character. The first one is the one we got a long time ago, and then they've come out with the others. They look great, and they tell some great individual stories.
Mm-hmm.
Now, despite the fact that this is, kind of realistic looking, it's not based in the movie or in the TV world. It's based in the comic world, which piques my interest just a little bit more.
Yep.
TV shows seem to be phasing out here, so this game is shit. The gameplay looks like it's 10 years old. It looks like it's mid to later last gen.
Dated. I think
It's
was
very well. It's not
came
just It's not. Well, if I want to say dated, I would say dated because the graphics do look dated, but it's not just that. The gameplay looks like shit. I'm very disappointed. I was very much looking forward to playing this game.
Yeah.
And using it to kind of expand out some of the zombie themed stuff that we do with our Walking Dead reviews. We got to come up with a title for that show yet, but yeah, shit. Big stinky pile. It comes out in November, so they've got 4 months, but I doubt that's enough time to really fix what's going on.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because I was thinking to myself watching, like, you know what? If this comes out for $40, I'll still buy it, at least to get the storylines. And
Sure.
No, it's going to be 60. Collector's edition is going to be even more.
Yeah. No thanks.
Such a shame. They've yet to come out. I haven't played the phone games yet, and I'm sure they're perfectly fine phone games, the Walking Dead ones. But they've tried on several occasions to come out with Walking Dead video games, and they have just been stinkers.
Right.
One and all.
Well, I tell you what, pocket some of the cash you were going to spend on that and spend it getting the collector's edition for Soul Calibur 6.
No joke. Good God.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that we didn't see ads for banks that you can go to take out loans to get your Soul Calibur 6 Deluxe Edition. Jesus Christ.
Man, they went whole hog with this, and I mean, I always expect, of course, maybe a couple of extra DLC packs and stuff like that, but they throw it all at you, man. Out of that whole pack, though, what would I be most interested in? Like, if I got the full it would be the art book, definitely. I love art books.
That's the thing, and I'm sure the art book is cool. Soul Calibur's always kind of teetered on that style that I'm not a big fan of, that kind of Japanese anime style, but it's not. It's not there. It's close. It plays with it a little, but it's not there. And I bet you that art book's a lot of fun.
Probably is.
But, I just don't think so. I don't, and I don't need a tin. That's okay. I don't need the metal tin and all that. So I think I'll just get the collector's edition, which is what, 100, right?
Yeah.
Then the deluxe edition's like $25,000.
Well, plus you can skip, what was it, the Sophita statue?
Yeah.
Yeah. No thanks.
I told you what happened when I went to get Shadow of the Colossus, right? With the collector's edition.
You did. You did.
Oh, that pissed me off. Because there's only so many of them out there. And I kept on trying to go to Best Buy and their website, and they had the collector's edition on there, and it said available soon, available soon, available soon, available soon. So finally I went to the store. I'm like, yeah, I want to order this, but you won't let me. And I guess I'd waited too long, and they'd take it off your website then.
It sucks when you miss something, or you just come in a funny time and you can't get a collect or something you're looking for. When I was at Combo Breaker, they had a controller design for that year, and I love the pattern on it. It was real slick. They had a really cool piece of art that was it was kind of like a grayscaled, but it had a representation of every major fighting game that was at the tournament some way, and it was done really, really well. And literally, I'm in line here. Like, I get in line right as I come in, and lo and behold, I see in front of me, there's this guy, he picks up the display controller. Usually when that happens, I'm like, oh crap, because they didn't have any more if you pick up the display. So sure enough, I come right behind him. Yep, they're sold out. Done. So, I came back with the 2017 Combo Breaker controller. It's fine because they only had 32 of those left. Period. I got something, but that sucked. That kind of thing's always a bummer. Oh well.
I don't even know if I'm going to get the collector's edition for Soul Calibur 6. I mean, I'm a big fan of it, and I would love another fighting game to play right now, but I'm not gonna play Tekken.
I love how much spite you have for Tekken.
I'm not desperate.
Says the guy who doesn't play Tekken. All right,
that's right. But I don't know. It all depends on what I saw something about special character and stuff, and it all depends. I need details on the seasons.
Yeah, it looks like
the DLCs.
They've got some big attacks that have that kind of over the top nature to them. Not like Anime Fighter over the top, but
but it's close this time.
It's close.
Some of those are. It's like, oh come on. It was the grounded realism of Soul Edge, the first one that really brought me to it.
Yeah, fair enough. Well,
and Taki,
of course. Hey, but now think about it. Now you get to throw a crazy super move at Taki.
See, now I put this guy off my lap, and now he's trying to get my mouse.
I knew he couldn't go long calm.
He's like, I'm going to get you. It's always about getting some. Why don't you get out of here?
That's his mouse.
It's everything his.
According to him, yeah.
What's mine is his. What's his is his. It's always been that way. He actually cares nothing about possessions and your things versus his things, and if it's comfortable, he lays on it. That's what it is.
Oh, let's do it.
Billy, you're gonna play with that box. You never play with that box. That box has been sitting there for months.
Oh man. One of these days you need to show a picture of this little guy to everybody. Actually, I can't say little guy. He's a big guy.
No, there's nothing little about this sack of fat shit. Come here, you. All right, he's going back in my lap.
But you love him to bits.
I do. He's an asshole, but he's a good guy.
Good stuff. All right.
Okay.
That's E3. That is all of the merger announcements. That's some of our Star Wars / movie issues. And hey, you know what? I didn't have one coming in, but I say it's time for an info minute.
Sneak attack info minute.
Sneak attack. You know I can't. I can't end the show without an info minute. Come on.
Yeah, it would be wrong.
It just wouldn't feel right. And we might have to go back to what was that? Chris's you had a name for it.
Chris's quick tidbit.
Tidbit, thanks. Lesson of the day. Don't mess with grandma. A Hart County grandmother killed a rabid bobcat with her bare hands. This is pretty rad. This actually occurred June 7th, and this was due to a really just some commotion she heard outside. She was just really going to check to see what was up, and it attacked her. Anything, and normally, you might come across someone else being attacked or someone's dog, or I would have thought this would be a story about, she was pulling it off her pet or something, but no, it went straight for her. It tackled her, went for her upper body, and she took it out. She just strangled it.
Nice.
So,
kill grandma.
Yeah. An ambulance came out, of course, made sure that she'd been immunized for rabies and that she hadn't been exposed to anything funny. But I said, "Holy crap!" So
don't mess with grandma power.
Don't.
Grandma power is only mommy power, just a little bit older.
Hey. My God rest mine. I know. I miss both my grandmothers. My grandma on my dad's side. I would not cross that woman. Never. Oh man.
Grandma taking out a bobcat. Where did this happen at?
This was over in Hart County, and this was near Athens. I know that I first found this posted over in the Athens Herald.
Georgia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Grandma rocks.
There you go. Southern grandma kills a bobcat. You ever seen a bobcat in real life?
No, man,
I haven't either.
I'm trying to think the closest I've gotten to it. I mean, I don't really have another comparison for you, honestly. There's I know out of my folks' property, there's some like there's coyotes that walk around sometimes, stuff like
No,
that.
that's not even that. Those things are barely
Yeah, it doesn't
wild
count.
animals.
Doesn't count.
Yeah,
Doesn't
they're
count.
almost rodents. I've seen some lions. We get some mountain lions in Wisconsin.
Oh
Not
wow.
many, but yeah, we get some lions. I've never seen a bear up close. Never with my own eyes. You get up to northern Wisconsin, you get some bears. It's black bear country.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, my stepmom's cousin, she lived up in Superior, Wisconsin. Shout out to the last bastion of civilization in northern Wisconsin. And she'd have black bears just walking around her yard all the time, like the squirrels.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Every time I don't know, man. I never think of Black Bear. I think of The Revenant, DiCaprio.
I have not seen that. Isn't that
You-
horrible?
I think you would like Revenant. You need to sit down and check that out.
Yeah.
For me,
I need.
me telling you about a movie for once.
I still need to check out Incredibles.
Yes, you do. Yes,
We're gonna
you
see
do.
that Tamanya.
We will be talking about it coming right up here on this channel. Nice segue, thanks.
Ah!
So please be sure to stay tuned for not only the Incredibles review, but also our show reviews. Legion is wrapped up. Same with Walking Dead, and it's Walking the Dead pace is here, wrapping up.
Yours is done though.
Yeah, I'm done.
You had a season final. We had a
I did.
mid-season final. We're done until August. If it keeps going the way it is, it's brutal.
Yeah,
It's brutal. Oh my god.
man.
Worst death ever. If you didn't catch that review. Worst death ever. And there's been a lot of death in the Walking Dead shows.
Yeah, I mean,
Both shows, worst death ever.
if you're saying it, I mean, man, like Negan level.
No, not as worse as in like bad good, as in bad.
Okay, just bad. All right.
Just horrible,
All right.
ridiculous death.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Well, you heard it here. Those of you, if any of you are Walking Dead fans, please tune in, check it out. Over for Chris and Jason, they always do the breakdowns and discussions of Walking Dead. Meanwhile, we got Voltron on the way. That's about to kick back up again. And
Luke Cage,
There's going to be plenty to review coming up. So
Jurassic World 2.
this month. This month.
That's just the next week.
Yeah, I know. Don't even.
Next week.
So, hey, that all boils down to this. Look, plenty more to come. We'd love to hear from you, of course. So, thank you again for listening. Thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you guys soon.
Pew pew.
Hey, people. Thank you for tuning into this episode and taking a listen. If you like our content, if you like what you're listening to, there anything we go over, hey, please, we would not only love to hear more from you, but great if you could throw some support. You can subscribe right below. Also, you can toss us a line anytime. That's ksawmedia@gmail.com. Of course, you can tune in for our channel anytime for movie reviews, game reviews, a lot of random wacky stuff. Who knows what you'll hear. And of course, our episode each week where we're bringing the nerdiest things we can find, dig up, and maybe not find. Maybe the stuff that just drops in our laps. But anyway, hey, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for listening. We hope to hear from you again later.